Okay, so the first card you have your past is, yeah, the Five of Swords. Horrible. Yeah, obviously there's a bad feeling around this. It's, you know, someone's being really nasty, sneaky, self-indulgent, arrogant, all of that kind of thing. I don't actually think it's quite as bad as it looks. It's not good, obviously. But the feeling I'm getting around here is kind of like, oh, here we go again. You know, this has happened before. They've done this before, or they've said this before. They're going to say this again. So the situation wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't a huge surprise to you, I don't think. And it kind of feels a little bit under control. I've got this feeling that you've got this kind of under control in a way. You've got your emotions under control around this. I think this other person was a bit out of control, actually. Maybe they were putting you down, saying something nasty to you. I think this is someone you might have had a bit of a difficult history with. So yeah, it wasn't fantastic. But again, I think at this point, you're probably able to kind of just roll your eyes at them and say, oh, well, here we go again. That's what I'm seeing. And I think maybe why I'm seeing this here is what they were saying and doing, it didn't just affect you. I think it might have affected someone else as well, and you really care about this other person. So maybe this other person witnessed this person saying whatever they were doing, or nasty things, or doing what they were doing, or maybe they might have even been in the firing line of this. You know, there are 3 people in this card, so yeah, I think there were 3 people around this incident. And I'm getting a lot of protection. I'm feeling a lot of protection as well. I think your automatic instinct was to protect this other person, this third person. So it might have been a love connection, maybe, who you're protecting. And I think you're absolutely right to do that, because you've turned a corner with this nasty person. Internally, you've kind of said, okay, well, I've come to peace with this. You know, they're like that. I've risen above this. You don't even bother biting back anymore, which is a lot for a fire sign. I think you used to bite back, but I think now you just don't even bother. Yeah, you've walked away. You've learned to walk away like the people on this card. And yeah, they might be a family member of yours, I think, because I'm just seeing that you probably spent a long time around this person. You might have even have grown up with them. But this person you're protecting, the thing is, they're not used to them, so you're right to protect them. I hope that makes sense. I know it was a little bit complicated. I hope that makes sense to you. So the next card you have your past, the Nine of Wands. Yeah, I think there's a lot of closeness between you and this love connection, this person you're protecting. It feels very, very natural to me, very beautiful. It's a beautiful closeness. There's no kind of forcefulness in this at all. It's very natural, very organic, if that makes sense. Maybe they don't open up all that much to you, though, all the time, because I'm just looking at this barrier here. I think sometimes they have a barrier up. You know, you do really care about this person, and I think you feel some care coming from them as well. I think sometimes you would like them to be a little bit more open than they are. They can be a little bit closed off. They're very measured. What I'm getting is they're very measured, they're very thoughtful. They think really carefully before they do things. Maybe they don't express themselves as much as you'd like. I think you're a lot more expressive than they are. But you know, what's really special about that is, you know, when they do say something, when they do express themselves, it means a lot, because it doesn't happen very often, if that makes sense. You know, it's almost like, you know, rare things are the most precious things. And so if they do something rarely, it's very precious, if that makes sense. They've been through a lot of really difficult things, actually, as well, this person. I'm getting this feeling of being left when they needed someone the most. I think someone might have left them at the absolute worst moment, maybe, and they were alone a lot, left alone a lot. Maybe they were left to cope alone and sort of keep on marching on like this soldier. So if that resonates with you, if you know about this, about them, just keep that in mind as well. You know, if you're frustrated by the lack of opening up to you, just know they're a little bit scarred by their past. You know, I'm just looking at this bandage on this man's head. But yeah, if that all makes sense to you, that might give you more clues as to why they're like that. Part of it's just their personality, I think, but they've been through a lot as well. So just have a little bit of, I'm not saying you don't understand, but just keep all of that in mind when you're kind of being a little bit, you know, when you want them to open up a bit quickly for you. Just keep that in mind. They've been through all of this. Okay, so the last card you have your past is the Star. Yeah, they do have hope. They have hope for this relationship. They want it to work. They want that deep down. They have a few insecurities, I think. I'm seeing that as well. But they definitely have love for you. They absolutely do. That's what I'm seeing in this card. I'm also getting this feeling of calm. This is a really calm, peaceful card. And I'm also feeling this sort of, it's like a feeling of expectation, if that makes sense. It's like the calm before the storm. Not a bad storm, but it's like something's about to happen and there's a moment of calm before it all happens. It's a feeling. It's almost like, you know, if you've been to a big sports game where there's a whole big crowd there and the game's just about to start and everyone's sitting in their seats waiting, ready, anticipating this. And they know this big thing's going to happen, but everyone's kind of just sitting, waiting. So it's like that moment of calm before something happens. That's the feeling I'm getting here. You know, this woman's obviously naked. She's not hiding anything. She's just as she is. So I think what's going to happen, what you're kind of anticipating and waiting for, is that they're going to start to open up to you. I think they're really going to bare their soul to you, actually. That's going to happen. And if that does happen, if what I'm seeing here is correct, you know, if they come to you and they say, oh, I want to sit down and talk to you, take it seriously. Take it seriously. Definitely take it seriously. Because if what I'm seeing here is right, this is a rare thing for them to do, to actually really open up. I think for you, as a Sagittarius, opening up, you know, talking, sharing things, it's not a problem for you, I don't think. You know, you're quite open, but it's a rare thing for them. So yeah, if they ask you for your time, and if you do want them to open up to you, which I think you do, give them your time, because my feeling is that they're finally ready to open up to you. And that's it's kind of a rare privilege from what I'm seeing here, because they don't do this very often. It's almost like a gift from them to you. I'm not saying, oh, you're privileged that they're even speaking to you. That's not what I mean at all. It's just that it's not easy for them to do this. They're choosing to open up to you, and it's not easy for them. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope that makes sense to you. The first card you have your presence, the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, I'm seeing a few things here, and I think they're kind of interrelated. They kind of go together. The first thing is, I think you are working quite hard at the moment. You're quite busy. Part of that's because you're building up a future for yourself. You're kind of building up some savings, setting yourself up. And I think you are ready to move on to something else, or you might have already done that. You might have moved on to another workplace or something. I think there is a lot of pressure around you, and I think it's pressure to find the right thing and fit in. I keep on seeing this pressure. It's kind of like someone might be telling you or pressuring you to sort of fit into a groove and stay there. You know, fit into a job or something like that. You know, just, oh, find a good job. Okay, that's your security. Sit there forever and stay there. And I don't think that suits you. That's the feeling I'm getting. I don't know if this pressure is coming from your family. I just keep on seeing people telling you, take this job, do that, then you don't have to worry. It's that kind of thing. It's not that you don't have a job or career. I think you do. There is some kind of instability there, though. I'm getting that feeling in that kind of area of your life, of your job. And I think part of you is a little bit worried about that. But also, I think there's also a part of you, maybe even a secret part of you, that wants to go out on your own. That's what I'm seeing. That's why you're so resistant to this. Oh, get this job, get your security, fit into this groove. There's a resistance coming from you. I was feeling that. And that's why. Because I think you do actually want to go out on your own. So if that all resonates, I think you're probably saving right now. I think you might be getting things in order. And I think you will be on your own at work. I think, you know, you'll be moving into doing your own thing, you know, your own business. It's something like that. And yeah, you'll probably have a few people questioning you about that. Maybe your family, because I keep on seeing family around this. But you know your own mind. And when the time comes, you'll make your own choices. You'll do what you want by yourself. You know, you're a free spirit at heart. And I think your cause about going out on your own, being responsible for yourself, being responsible for whatever happens yourself. And I'm almost getting this longing. It's like I'm longing to go out on my own. And you will have a chance to do that. You absolutely will. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your presence, the Sun. Yeah, fantastic. Here it is. You will be able to do this. Look at this child in this card. I think deep inside yourself, this is what you want. You want freedom. That's what this card's all about. Absolute freedom. Yeah, I keep on seeing some kind of job insecurity. Maybe that's why, again, maybe that's why you have this pressure around you to kind of just get anything and fit in and stay there. It does feel a little bit like at the moment you're on one side of this wall. There's a wall behind this child, and he's broken through it, and that's why he's free, because he's broken through the wall. So it feels as if like you're on one side and you're trying to break through to the other side. You are going to break through. You absolutely are. I can see that. I think you're going to have to build up your confidence a little bit fast, because there's already a lot of pressure around you, and if it's there now, it's probably going to escalate even more once you let people know that you do want to go out on your own, because I think the pressure is going to build up. People are going to put more pressure on you. Yeah, I keep on seeing family problems, family pressure, people in your family saying things. I was seeing that in the Five of Wands as well. I know you're good at rising above this, which is fantastic. But if it gets worse, if it starts happening all the time, there's pressures on you all the time, you might want to think about distancing yourself from some of these family members, because being around these people, it's just not going to help your confidence. It doesn't have to be forever. I'm not suggesting you cut people off. I'm just seeing a need for you to try to remove this negative energy. But yeah, this is the Sun card. Again, you're going to be able to do this. You're going to be able to go out on your own, and you'll be on the right side of the fence. You absolutely will. And you're going to feel this free feeling, this feeling of absolute freedom, like this child on the horse in this card. So the last card you have in your presence, the Two of Wands. Okay, with this business thing, with this work thing, there's a bit of confusion around that as well for you, but it's good confusion actually. You're going to have a lot of different choices, I think. You're going to have a lot of choices in front of you. You might be keeping a lot of these choices to yourself for a while, just until you know exactly what you want to do. Because for a while I'm seeing this love connection around you, and I think they might be a little bit worried. I think if they saw some of these choices that you have, they might be like, oh no, they're going to do that, they're going to take that, I'm really worried, I'm worried now, what are they going to do? And they're going to want to discuss it all with you and kind of talk backwards and forwards, and I think that's going to confuse you even more. So I think, you're not hiding things from them, you're not going to lie to them, but I think you're just going to play things a little bit carefully around them, and you're going to just be a little bit quiet until you've decided things. You're going to do the same around your family as well, especially them, because there's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress coming from that direction. So, you're right to protect yourself, and you're right to give yourself that headspace while you're thinking about these decisions. Now, I think you will bring your partner in on these decisions later on, but you'll probably want to narrow things down for yourself first. That's what I'm seeing. Getting things in order first before you actually come out and say, okay, now I've narrowed it down between 2 or 3 things. What do you think? This is about this, that's about that. And I think that's the stage you're going to bring your partner into this. Yeah, you're keeping a lot of things to yourself. You're going to keep this to yourself. That's going to bring a lot of inner pressure on you, I think, but that's going to be relieved. It's a really good thing to have these options. Really, really good. I'm really, really happy to see that. So the first card you have for your future is the Six of Swords. Yeah, this can be about travel as well, obviously, with this boat. It can also be about moving away from negativity, turbulence. This woman's sailing out of rough seas. She's coming into much calmer waters, obviously. So I think this might be another message to you to kind of tell you to keep your distance from this difficult family member or more than one family member, at least for a while. I think it is more than one, actually. They've said a lot of things. look at these swords in this boat. So you might be carrying these words from them in your head. They said some negative things to you and you're kind of carrying them around with you as you go on your journey. And you don't want that to happen. You don't want these words to stay with you while you're going along making this journey. You don't want to keep them in your head. You know, if you had all these swords stabbing into this bottom of your boat, if you had a real boat like the one in this card, and you took all these swords with you and they're stabbing the bottom, you'd sink. So again, don't take these negative words with you because they might sink you. Try and get rid of them. Try and eliminate them from your head if you can. You are coming into a more peaceful time in your life. I'm seeing more space. I'm seeing more time that you're going to have to yourself. It's a little bit like the parting of the waves almost, clearing a path in front of you. So yeah, you'll have so much more time to think, I think, in your future. You don't now, but you are going to soon. But I think you'll have to give yourself that time as well by removing yourself from all of this negativity. You're going to have to take action on that. It's not just going to happen. The other thing I'm seeing is, and I think I saw this in your last reading, there's this beautiful connection around you. And I think it might be this love connection I've been seeing here. They're a really good support for you. They might be a bit quiet, they might not say that much, but they're there to support you. They're happy to guide you, I think, when you need it, like this man steering this boat. But also they know when to kind of back away and leave you to it as well. They're very sensitive toward all of that, toward your needs. So they're sensitive in a good way as well. That's what I'm seeing. So even though you have all this kind of people saying things to you and a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, just know while you're going through all of this, and it's going to finish soon, it's going to be over soon, the pressure's going to be over. But while you're going through this now, just know that you do have this other very, very supportive person around you, and they're happy for you to offload to them. They're happy for you. Anytime you're stressed, go to them, offload. They're happy to listen to you. That's what I'm seeing there. So the next card you have in your future is the Hierophant. Okay, so yeah, I think I saw something about this in your last reading as well. I think what I'm seeing here is someone's going to help you with this job or this business thing. This is someone who's kind of going to take you under their wing. They're going to teach you things. And this is happening again here. I'm seeing the same thing. So I think it's some kind of collaboration. It's some kind of work relationship. And you both benefit from this. You know, you're both going to help each other. I think they might be older than you, or they're more experienced or something like that, because they're kind of teaching you. They're in the kind of teacher role here. But it looks really positive for both of you. You have things to teach them as well. And I think this will happen later on. I think you'll go through, you'll develop this career or this business or whatever this is, and later on this is going to come to you. I think you have a lot to do, a lot of decisions to make before you get to the stage and you actually get together with this person. There's a message here as well. I think you might be tempted to rush in or rush this process. I think, you're like, oh, I want to get ahead. I want to get this business started. I want this to happen, that to happen. I want to get all these clients and this and that. And just take your time on this. You're going to have to take your time on this. I think that's the message. And I can see why you do feel that way, because, when I was seeing the Sun card, you're on one side of the fence and you're kind of desperately wanting to get to the other side of the fence. But, the Hierophant's where he is because he's been through a process to get himself to where he is. He's been through an internal process, a spiritual process, and you have to work through all of those feelings and all of that thing inside yourself. He's also put the hard work in. Now, I'm not saying you're not a hard worker. You are a hard worker, but you do have a lot still to put in. You have a lot to put in, and also you're not the most patient person in the world. So, you're going to get there at the right time for you. That's what I'm trying to say. I know that probably sounds really annoying, but that's the way things happen. And to be honest, I think if it all happened for you now, if you had this amazing business and everything happened, you had all these clients and you had to start right now, I don't think you'd be quite ready for this emotionally right now. So it's a big, big change. And I think you're developing into this. So by the time this comes along, by the time each stage comes along, you'll be ready for each stage. That's what I'm seeing. I know that's annoying. I know that's really annoying to hear when you're impatient. But, everything happens at the right time. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Yeah, the last card you have in your future is the Empress. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful card. Okay, so yeah, this is what the similar thing to what I was seeing in the Six of Swords, with this love connection around you, this person who really cares for you, someone who's a beautiful support for you. This is what I'm seeing again here. You know, this person really cares about you. I'm actually seeing a little bit of a change coming to them, actually. It might be a big change. It's a change for the better. There's nothing wrong with them now, but it's like they've always been a little bit of a worrier, I think. And I think part of that's just their personality. And I think they'll always have some of that in them as well. They're starting to come a little bit more relaxed around you. I think they're starting to trust a bit more. Not that they don't trust you or they haven't trusted you. It's a little bit like they haven't trusted relationships in general, and so they've always had that little bit of a, oh, I don't know. They've had that barrier there that I was seeing in the Nine of Wands, and now that's starting to open up. They're becoming a lot more relaxed, like this Empress. Look how relaxed she is. So yeah, this is looking really, really good, and I think this might be when they start to open up a lot more to you. You know, so that's looking really good. I think you're both changing a lot. You're both changing. You're changing a huge amount. You're moving away from these people who are putting pressure on you, and that's going to make you a lot more relaxed as well. And they're becoming more relaxed. So I think you're both going through this process together. It's really, really, really beautiful to see. I really hope this does resonate with you. Very, very nice.